So there's obviously
Nate, in the news lately has been Gantland. Is there an update on what's going on with that situation?
No, I don't have an update. I mean, this is just what happens this time of year. You know, especially when you have a really good staff and you know, are doing a lot of really positive things. This is part of what happens, and so we've seen it. We understand it. We'll obviously see how it plays out. You know, we've put ourselves in position here. We're obviously excited about the opportunity to keep continuity and continue to build, but we're also honestly at that point where not just that position, any position, that if there is turnover, these are really coveted jobs. And this job, frankly, is a lot different than it was 4 years ago. And it's even a lot different than it was 2 years ago for any job, not just that job. And so, yeah, it's just part of the world that we live in. And you know, hopefully we can keep as much continuity as we can. But if we do have to make any replacements, then we're going to try to do what we've done, do it at a high level and find ways to make our program even better.
Does it change the calculus a little bit, though, when it's Penn State doing it 2 years in a row coming forward?
Not really. I mean, that's you know, it's those things are what they are. Everybody prioritizes different things, and so that's why, you know, I don't judge that. I mean, I get it. You know, I mean but again, I mean, last year, you know, Penn State hired the D coordinator from the team that won the national championship, right? I mean, like, these things happen, and so obviously Dan's done a really good job here, and we'll see how it plays out.
Do you have to come up with contingency plans for this time of year, and like how does that kind of affect?
Oh yeah. Oh, you always have to. Yeah. I mean, you contingency plans for players, coaches, staff, everyone, because so much, the way our sport is set up right now, so much can and does change, and it really doesn't matter what team you are. It doesn't matter what staff you are. It doesn't matter, you know, what your postseason situation is. Like, everybody goes through this on some level. And so, yeah, I mean, I think that's our job to be prepared, to have flexibility within the staff and within a team to be able to go and execute and to adjust. And that's just, you know, it's the first few years when all this changed, I think it shook everybody a little bit. And there was probably a lot of people that were still getting used to it. We've kind of been through this now for a few years, so you can't always predict everything that's going to happen, but you know this time of year you have to be ready to adjust. It's just the nature of the game right now.
How do you keep the main thing for the players?
I mean, we still just come out here and do what we do. I mean, like, none of that's on our mind when we come out here and go to work and practice and get ready for a game. And so, yeah, we're out here. We're not thinking about other players or what players are out here or what players aren't or what coaches are here or not here. Like, you come out here and you go to work, and we've done a really good job of that the last few years. We've had positive experiences, obviously, in these bowl games. I think we've been able to make staff changes and additions that have furthered this program. We've been able to further the roster. So it's not about everything being perfectly smooth. It's about handling this as well as you can and trying to maximize this time. And again, so much of this time is about the future, and that's what we're looking forward towards.
What does it mean for this team, this offense, to have Maiava return in 2026?
It's great. I mean, it's great. I think anytime you can get a returning guy like that that's now played a good amount of football, I think it's important. He's also become a good leader in this program, and I would expect that to continue to improve. And I mean, we've had a lot of guys. You know, the majority of this team, you know, has already re-signed, and we kind of already know that those guys are going to be here. And it's cool for those guys to show how much they believe in this place and what we're doing. And the exciting thing is, you look ahead and you start to imagine pairing what we're going to have coming back with, you know, with what's going to walk in the door here in 3 weeks or so, and you know, get you pretty excited. So, but that's always starts with your veterans. It always starts with your returning guys that have been in the fire, because those are the ones that are going to lead you at the end of the day. So, happy to have a lot of those guys back, and can't wait to run this thing back with all of them.
The transfer portal doesn't open for a few more weeks. Are you willing to share any thoughts on areas you need to maybe fill?
Oh, the transfer portal's been open for a long time. I mean, let's don't kid ourselves there. Yeah, you know, the one thing I'll say right now is we're certainly going to be less reliant on it than we've been in any of the years, and I think the roster is set up that way. We'll have a couple of positions that we're going to have to go address, and we understand that, but not. The number that we're talking about is so much less than before that I think it'll help us in terms of being able to zero in on, you know, what we want to go after. And so, yeah, it's kind of you know, the plans that we've talked to you guys about, bringing in high school players, obviously retaining as many of the guys here that we feel like are going to be valuable contributors here in the future, and then, you know, trying to rely a little bit less on it. And I think this year's setting up that way. There's obviously still plenty to go, and I don't know that I'm ready to sit here and say, hey, we want this, this, and that, but we've obviously because of all these guys resigning, we're starting to, I would say the picture is starting to clear up in terms of what we'll be targeting when it does officially open.
Okay.
Any of the younger players kind of stand out during these practices?
Yeah. Honestly, a lot of them. There's so many guys that are getting different kinds of reps than what they were getting during the season, that the development's high. And then it's a chance for a lot of these guys to, you know, some of these guys that especially have been on scout team all year, and, you know, you're focused at that point obviously a little bit more on the defense and the offensive special teams that are going to play on Saturdays, but you start to get these guys back in our defensive and offensive systems and watch them work, like, okay, like they're a lot better than some of the last times I saw you do this. And so, yeah, I mean, I think our roster has taken a big jump. There's a developmental part of our roster that does a lot of extra work in season with Coach True and his staff, and so you can see, while the other guys have been going through the season, you can see some of the strength gains, you know, some of the speed gains that have showed up in that developmental group that are exciting for us right now. And obviously a lot of these guys are getting ready to get some attention and some opportunities in this game, which is great.
Let's do one more. When you look back at the regular season, how valuable was Tobias and his versatility, and how much did you see him grow?
Oh, he was one of the most important players on the entire team. I mean, his toughness was off the charts. His versatility with all the different lineups that we played that you mentioned, and being able to mentally and physically handle that. I think his leadership and steadiness with the group, as we had different centers, different leaders, different this, different that. He was really that steadying presence and that most consistent presence throughout the entire year. So no, it's been super valuable. He'll be obviously a huge key coming back. You know, both as a captain, a leader, a player, like every part of it. So, I mean, it's kind of cliche, but right, he's one of those guys, like as many of those guys as you can have in the locker room, you're going to be a hell of a lot closer to winning.
Thank you, Coach Riley.
All right. Thanks, guys. Yep, thank you all.